welcome back to Final Boss Auto Hub. What's good, y'all? I hope all is well. I know I've been gone for a minute, but with all the craziness happening in the world, I thought the last thing most of you would want to hear from is me. I'm back though, and I'll do my best to hopefully provide some healthy distraction and some conversations regarding the new developments of cars and things that's going on in the car world. You feel me? And I hope you and your family are doing well, but let's get into it. I mean, there's some interesting things going on in the car world right now. After doing some research, it seems like Dodge is aiming to develop a new Halo car, and they're using the code name the Copperhead. As you know, they're keeping their snake theme going. You had the Viper, and now you got the Copperhead. It will carry on the SRT performance variant, and according to Car and Driver, they described the car as a long, low, sleek, likely based on the new Charger's platform, with an aerodynamic package. And if they start doing all kinds of aerodynamic stuff, that means it's some serious business. That means they're trying to aim for some speed. It has an S-Duck hood badge, or I should say hood bulge, excuse my language, and additional hood vents. And normally when you have these hood bulges, they're making space to basically encompass a huge engine of some sort. So this is sounding good. A massive rear wing in the back is going to have visible exhaust tips, which is further confirming a combustible engine underneath. None of the powertrain specifics has been disclosed, but according to Motor One, quote, and end quote, we doubt it will offer anything less than a V8. So it looks like Dodge is really going back into the performance route. After doing some more research, right, I learned that Dodge already used the Copperhead name badge. And they used it back in '97, I believe, and which would have been a low slung roadster concept designed to sit behind the Viper in price and power, offering a more accessible entry to the American performance. It never went into production. Clearly, we never got a Copperhead. But now, roughly 30 years later, they're bringing it back. And it seems to make sense because now we don't have a Viper. So if they can make some interesting new developments and new designs and using the new technology today, it can definitely fully replace the Viper. Even more reading as I keep diving into this, it became an open book for me, right? It seems like Stellantis is actually contemplating and doing some broader reinvestment into the Chrysler, Fiat, Dodge brand, right? They're investing in their American performance brands. And it looks like after the years of horrible restructuring and marketing and what they was trying to do with the Dodge, Fiat, Chrysler brand, it seems like their plan is to develop 9 new Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram models by 2030. And I think this is a good idea. This seems like they're actually believing that Dodge can make a full, heavy-blown comeback. And to be honest, I think it is one of those brands that can actually do that. Dodge has a lot of heritage. And you got to think about it. Besides Fords and Chevy, right? Dodge seems like they sell a little bit more cars along their lineup compared to like Ford and Chevy. Like they have more cars that folks like they go out and buy. But I'm getting off track. Let's keep it going, right? From what we know, the last known Dodge Viper came out in 2017, I believe, which was an 8.4 liter V10, and they weren't selling well. At that time, SRT broke off into their own brand, and they were trying to sell the Viper on their own, but it just didn't do well, right? But here we are today in 2026, and it seems like Dodge is starting to take that turn. And I'm not sure. Let's get into it. Like, in my opinion, I think Dodge might have finally listened to one of my videos. No? That's not hot? I'm gonna put one of them up here somewhere, right? But in all seriousness, right? Maybe they are finally listening to all the consumers. And they may have start going into the route of giving us what we really want, which is fast-ass cars that sound great, high-ass horsepower, and some, real reliability, You don't want to have a fast-ass car out of the dealership and it breaks down after hitting 5,000 miles. So it seems like Dodge is actually starting to listen. I do understand there is a need for, EVs in your lineup to stay competitive with the other brands that offer EVs, right? But once again, with Dodge, like your heritage, your brand, your bread and butter is muscle cars. So although you want to do some EV models, which is fine, you still got to make that money. I don't blame you. That doesn't mean go away from what you actually do well, which is build fast, loud cars with good engines that are decently reliable. And that's what people want, you know? And I think if you start digging into the new technology and maybe make them a little bit more nimble, handle better, maybe even a little bit smaller, because you do have the tendency to build some boats, people will be interested in coming back and buying your vehicles. Like, to be honest with you, I seen the new Dodge Charger, and for those of you who don't know, I had a Challenger for 7 years, a black one, sexy. I did some stuff to it.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
But then I seen the new Charger, the two-door Charger, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is an actually good-looking ass car. It's not as big as a Challenger. It looks like it's a little bit more sleeker. It could be more nimble. It definitely gives off Knight Rider. I'm not gonna hold you. It gives off some Knight Rider. And I'm like, honestly, if I didn't want like a real sport car, like a real fast sport car, I would not mind driving that Charger if it had a V8 in it. I understand the inline 6 got all this horsepower in it, but I want that rumble, you know? And I feel like if Dodge really take that new body, build a new V8, like a brand new V8, that sounds well, that performs well, that's reliable, and don't do terribly with the gas, I think Dodge will have such a crazy resurgence, especially if they can make it somewhat affordable. The resurgence that they will have would be outrageous with that new body. I'm trying to tell you from now, because there's no other American brand vehicle besides Chevy with that Corvette. That Corvette is different. Y'all hear me raving about it. That Corvette is different. But Dodge will come out and kill almost everything else that Ford and Chevy has at this point in time. That Mustang, yeah, it sounds cool, but it's a Mustang. You know, they haven't really done anything crazy besides them Shelbys from a few years ago. That's just my opinion. But if Dodge really come back and make a Copperhead that's, you know, a tribute to the Viper and make it super sleek how the Viper was, a new technology, sounds awesome, come out with that new Charger body like they have now with a crazy V8, I don't see any other American brand that will be, you know, really competing. Dodge already got the Trackhawk, the Durango SRTs, like it's the Jeep Renegades. They got too much promise in their lineups if they know what they're doing, you know. And let's just see what Dodge really do, you know. I think if Dodge continue to create some cool cars, continue to revitalize their lineup, and as I said, make them performance models more affordable in this economy, they will ultimately just be the best American brand at this time. And I know it's kind of bold of me to say that. And no, I'm not high. And no, I ain't do some wild stuff because I haven't make a longer form video in a minute. It just makes sense. These American brands don't sell multiple cars throughout their entire lineup, but Dodge does. And if you think I'm lying, go look the numbers up. All right, y'all. Well, listen, thanks for pulling up. You know, thanks for coming back to the channel. I'm still here. I would definitely keep making these videos. I'll be back next week. Don't worry. I have been posting shorts. Tune into those, like and subscribe. And, you know, thanks for pulling up and thanks for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy your day. Final Boss out.